Hello everybody, welcome back. Picking up where we left off for Nightmare Mode. As with the completion of the normal mode, Nightmare Mode is the harder mode, and since you no longer have Zangetsu, you don't exactly have your tank anymore. But you have everybody else, so you still have all your movement options to go to areas in previous stages you weren't able to get to before, like so. But much like before, enemies are stronger and you take more damage, so you gotta be more careful about the damage your characters take, especially since you don't have Zangetsu as max health anymore. Well, fortunately, in the newer areas, you do end up finding health ups and weapon points up to give you more max HP than in the original game. So as you... oh, here's a demon. As you can see, he does a lot more damage, and I'm being way too passive here. So outside the slight higher level... Oh. There goes me foolishly not jumping correctly. So now I have to attempt to do this area again with just Miriam and Alfred. So yeah, you feel the loss of a party member and the less well, well, loss of a party member. I'm saying here, overthinking trying what I'm trying to think of here, but yeah, there's the demon again. Yeah, there goes Miriam. Play way too passive. Now I got his Alfred. Him and his stick. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, not the best way to come back and just have everyone die. Back to the beginning of the stage. Yeah, excuse me. So yeah, I just gotta be a little more careful, but... So while the game takes heavily from Castlevania 3, you can clearly see some differences. One, character switching is much faster than here than the original Castlevania 3, so... Well, Castlevania 3. I'm saying like original, like it's multiple versions. No, that would be the original Castlevania that Konami for some reason just keep remaking. I mean, there's a remake for the Super NES, there's a kind of a remake they did for the arcade. There was a remake they did for the PlayStation 1. It's like, Jesus Christ, how many times you gotta remake the one game? But, you know, that's the first game in the series. And it's the one that pretty much started everything else. Yeah, I got back into playing a lot of the classic Castlevania games that came out for like the compilation games that came out for like the Switch or the PS4 like a year, well, not even a year ago, like 2-3 years ago now, for the first one, and the second one was all the Game Boy Advance games that included the Super Nintendo version of Rondo of Blood, Dracula X, I think they called it here in the States. Here's this, actually, I don't know this enemy name. Oh no, it's a Leonard, because they appear in a Ritual of the Night. Yeah, you gotta jump over the fire, but you gotta jump over his initial charge while also jumping over the fire. So you gotta be quick enough to, not over dodge, but also make sure your height is enough for the flames that travel behind it. You can clear that too. So here I'll go down back this way, because normally you can't take this hitting area with just Sengetsu. Because you need Miriam slide, and over in this area it's a 1-up. Gotta be careful, that's a demon though. Yeah. Takes so much contact damage from the demon enemy. Or the demon lord. Could just be the demon type enemy. Oh yeah. Since you normally would never actually run into those until like the final stage, stage 8 of the original game anyway. No, stage 8 of standard mode anyway. So yeah, been playing a lot of those games lately. Of the original games, one I probably played like the most time in, it would probably either be Castlevania 3 or the one that came out for the Sega Genesis, Bloodlines. I haven't beat either of them because, well, neither of them are exactly easy, but you know, they're fun to play. The Game Boy Advance era games, the one I probably played the most of that is Aria. Excuse me, Jesus. Aria Sorrow. And see, Aria or Dawn is one of the two. And Harmony of Descendants. Yep. Now there's another shortcut you can take here that takes you automatically to the other side. Well, to this little hidden here that with an ice golem. Normally you have to take the top of the train. So boop. Yeah, so nice attention to detail. You can't freeze the ice golem. And I do it again like an idiot. Thinking I could freeze it. It's like, why is this not working? So yeah, taking shortcuts cut down on this rat decided to be right there on the staircase. So yeah, take care of that. So not only are the enemies, some enemies are faster and stronger, bosses have different attack patterns. Well, their regular attacks are more extended and they do more damage. And then it gives you the knife. I don't remember actually ever using the knife with Miriam. This probably has its uses, I just never found one. Now we're back to the gluttony train. Of course, with Miriam's high jump, you can easily jump up there and hit it in the face. Or you can use Jeepos. Ooh, ouch, yeah. Gotta watch out for that. It's Fire Blast actually travels across the screen now. Yeah. And it's cold fire it spits out. It is out of its stacks is it lingers on the ground as opposed to just dropping and disappearing after it hits the ground. Oop. Me stupidly jumping over the coal pile. Let me get hit again, and now it's going to do another fire attack. And me stupidly sitting there hitting him more with the fire and get Miriam killed. So now I gotta finish off the stage with just Jibo and Alfred. Fortunately, once again, it's you only lose a life when everyone dies, so Curse of the Moon takes a lot of the Curse of the Moon fixes a lot of the ancient archaic problems that came with the original Castlevania, so it's definitely a lot more user-friendly than the originals. You're more or less kind of still allowed to make mistakes, and the game doesn't really... The game is not super punishing if you make a mistake, and if I do ever make a mistake with the game, it's more my fault than the game's. It doesn't feel like the game is cheating me like the original Castlevanias were. So it's interesting to take these characters and put them through stages where they originally weren't there. Since you can be able to use certain characters' abilities to get around certain enemies' attacks or attacks in ways like, see, I barely ever changed. I didn't even change into Alfred once. I just Jibo the entire time. There goes the gluttony train defeated. Of course, since everyone is technically already saved, no one comes out of the first 3 demon bosses you defeat. And there we go, off the stage 2. We get off the train and we start making our way through the mountains and through the underground caverns later on the stage. Frigid hell. Once again, it tries to give me the knife. It's just nice to have a visual indicator of when you're going to come up to a sub-weapon candle as opposed to the classic Vania games where you just kind of had to guess. The only other game from that classic Vania series that I think did that was Bloodlines. Because it gave you a different visual candle for when you come up to sub-weapons. Whenever you played as John Morris or Eric the Card. Nope, no. Now we got this annoyance. Me sitting here trying to figure out how I wants to do this. If I could just skip past these guys, I don't know why I'm even bothering points. Points for lives. Yeah, one real important set of detail. Jibo's bats will not break breakable objects to find hitting stuff in walls or boxes. Oh, excuse me, aka mistakes I keep mistaking whenever I go up to walls with Jibo and I'll be hitting it thinking I can break walls with it, and when I keep forgetting I can't, I have to switch to the other characters. So everyone's at max health currently. Once again, you get another area you can't get through because you don't have Alfred here or Jibo in the original playthrough. With the original run through this area. So scissors guys, smaller guys take 3 hits as opposed to 2 hits. Well, by the time you get to the scissor guys in the 7th stage, well, no, not the 7th stage, the 6th stage is you already got the attack power up. So enemies that normally take 3 hits take 2. So these guys just freeze them. These guys take 3 hits. You normally don't run into those guys until the next stage after this one, the Brilliant Void, and that's in the Pacific hitting area. Well, not a hitting area, but a alternate pathway. say if we took the normal, the other pathway, the normal pathway, this to the stage, we had to go across the that gap on the a floating platform, and we got to deal with bats in the pit, and no fun. So. So yeah, it's ugh. These Barbados, those are the enemies' names. Well, that's their name in Ritual of the Night. So just hitting those candle enemies who are just out of reach with a Jibo. And me mistiming that jump. My axe coming in, so yeah, you always had to come in from the left to get that well, coming in from the right, you always gotta break that one block, so you can't get it from the other side. I don't know why I keep always hitting the wall there when I come down here. I know there's nothing in there. I know, but I always check. No, I don't want just the split body astral spell. Actually, will probably be kind of useful for this boss fight, especially with well, I don't know how useful it actually would be. The turtle boss, or what's that flying Gamera? That flying kaiju monster, Gamera. Yeah, I always miss timing the yeah, you always gotta be careful now. And now when it floats up in the ceiling, it makes 3 rocks as opposed to two, and when it slams down, it makes a shockwave. Yeah, look how quickly I killed that boss. So yeah, freezing enemies and then hitting them with Miriam's axe does like 4 times the damage, as opposed to the regular times. So instead of it being like twice if you hit it like a regular enemy after you freeze it. So yeah, now we're coming up to the Brilliant Void, which is now further underground and is like some underground massive pyramid complex. Yeah, so yeah, we're coming to the end of this recording. Have a good one.